Hello and welcome everybody into some Wednesday night racing action here with the Vigilante Racing League taking their first little toe tap into these playoffs. Which drivers are in and which drivers are out? Well, we got the whole story for you coming on up and even more as they go to battle here for 133 laps around Charlotte Motor Speedway. One of the home of NASCAR, and it's looking like it's going to be a fantastic race here tonight. Indeed, the lights are on and everybody's home, so let's get this party all started off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, we have to say a huge proud thank you to the proud sponsors of the VRL, such as GC Cruise Travel and Mr. Greg Klein. Give them a call at 918-906-5616 or shoot them an email or a message over on the Facebooks to get your next vacation all booked up and underway, all worry-free, stress-free, and can even save you money. And listen, he's doing all this free to you. You're getting all the perks and really no downsides here. So be sure to get to relaxing sooner and better here today with GC Cruise Travel, the official travel provider of AAA Broadcasting and the VRL. Big thank you as well to Blue Fox Properties and Mr. Dave Mayberry. Give him a call at 520-850-4189 and let his 18 years of experience buying and selling homes across the Tucson, Arizona area or anywhere across the country get you into that home of your dreams, because man, oh man, does this housing market just get crazier and crazier. Be sure to get yourself a good quality realtor today, like Mr. Dave Mayberry and Blue Fox Properties. Big thank you as well to D&D Race Graphics for all of the fantastic splash screens and beautiful paint schemes that you see week in and week out here for the VRL. They're all done by Mr. Ricky Wittenberg himself, who also is now part of Southbound Real Estate. Be sure to give him a call there at 423-444-0454 if you're looking to buy or sell your house there on the eastern seaboard side of things. Ricky knows his stuff, and he can definitely help you all out. And if he maybe not know the area that great, well, I bet you he's got a realtor buddy that absolutely does and can help you out. So definitely a huge thank you to Ricky Wittenberg and his couple companies there. As always, I am Alan Brown, and I am joined in the booth once again with Mr. Alan English, the brewmaster in general, getting all locked and loaded. I know everyone says, man, the regular season, it's a kind of big deal to get you all set up to get to this point, but baby, it's playoff time. It's time for these drivers to put the pedals to the floors and leave nothing behind them here tonight.
I mean, the playoffs are here. They have arrived, and what better place to start the playoffs and get everything kicked off Going back to the home of NASCAR, NASCAR's hub, Charlotte Motor Speedway. Um, just been an iconic track for so many years, and it's this quad oval shaped front straightaway gets really crowded, and it's a lot of fun to watch these guys, especially on the last lap, come on down and battle it out. And we're going to see that all night here tonight. Grips definitely going to be at a premium here tonight. Lots of tires sets that Adam's going to talk about here in a few minutes, and they're really going to need them. I mean, this is going to be a long race here tonight, a grueling tire shredding race, and looking forward to it. Glad to see VRL get these playoffs kicked off right here at Charlotte.
I had that indeed, and with playoffs comes anger and tempers and a whole bunch of flaring and fighting, and down there all for it is the anger management specialist himself, the master of pit road, Mr. Adam Turner, all locked in and loaded. Adam, I hope you got your cooler all ready, because it's going to be a wonderful night full of racing action here at Charlotte, and I couldn't think of a better way to kick these playoffs off.
Oh, it's a fun track. It's the home track in NASCAR, so you get into a fight on the track, you can take it to the local bar afterwards and just fight everybody there too, you know. So that's the cool thing. Everybody tends to like Charlotte. I think for a mile and a half it runs fast, not Atlanta fast, but it's fast. It's pretty wide. I'm gonna be a little bit concerned about the front stretch here at the quad oval. It squeezes you down a little bit, and so as soon as you start losing tires, you're gonna notice some cool stuff happen out there on the front stretch. But here's the rules tonight. Oh Lord, I just saw Zachary Hallinan lose it. 1 fast repair, 70% fuel, 6 total sets of tires, which is good. They're going to need them, like you said. 17 incident points, you get a penalty. 6 incident points after that, you'll get another penalty. Track is beautiful. It's 69 degrees air temperature, ambient temp, and then the track's only 72, so that's going to help them tonight.
And that it shall, as we take a look here at tonight's race information. And a beautiful quad oval it is. Night skies here over state of the Carolinas, and it looks like no rain or anything like that in the forecast, so we'll be able to get this one in official time and without delay. The lights are on. Oh boy, it's going to be some good racing weather indeed. Bringing us down to tonight's key to the race, and you got to really manage the wear. I was talking to a couple drivers here before practice even started. They were saying, hey man, we were racing in the Monday nights. We had some guys that after a fuel run had 70% left on their tires. We got other guys that had like 90% left on their tires. It's all going to be about saving that rubber.
Yeah, and different guys, you know, run the racetrack and run the race car different ways. So we know a few of these guys are super good at making a set of tires last a super long time. A lot of these guys are really good at that. So with the extra sets of tires, maybe they can push it just a little bit harder and you know, take advantage of having that extra rubber sitting across the pit wall from you.
Yeah, you want to save some if you can for the end if there's something crazy, but I don't know, some of the guys that might be borderline getting into these playoffs, you know, at the back end of the playoffs anyway, might want to push it a little bit more, you know, gain some extra points. That's going to be the fun part. And Brown, I know you have the list of drivers. I think
that
be fun to go over.
That I indeed do. So these are going to be your 16 entrants into this playoff format coming into round number 1 here at Charlotte. Jess Vaught, Trevor Robertson, Timothy Pope, Larry Dickerson, Dustin Eaton, Josh Bittner making up your top 6 drivers here. Then you got Jonathan Osborne. You got the Paul brothers, both Chandler and Austin Paul making it in to these playoffs. Craig Goodenough joining them, as well as Greg Klein, Albert Anderson, Mike Adamson, John Curtis, Zachary Hallinan, and Andrew Player, all making it into these playoffs. Points kind of sort of get reset. There's some bonus points being divvied out and all that kind of stuff, but boy, oh boy, is there going to be some good action here tonight, as of course that gets held up here. Hold on, let me try to see if that will disappear. It doesn't want to disappear. Why don't you want to disappear?
Poof,
Of
be
course
gone.
not.
I'm trying to, yeah. There it goes. Finally.
The magic
Finally
word.
disappears here as the drivers head on down to their race trucks here tonight. And you're going to sense a theme here. They're running their Memorial Day paint schemes here tonight. So let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver is going to start here on this evening. Got the 33 of Jess Vaught starting up on pole position. 84, Josh Bittner starting right beside him. 88 of Mike Adamson with a fantastic qualifying time starting up in third. 23 of Canada's own Sean McDonald going to start to his outside in fourth. 7 of Timothy Pope with a top 5 starting spot here this evening. He's going to have the 99 of America's driver Albert Anderson to his outside there in 6th. 43 of another one of Canada's drivers, John Curtis, starting up there in that 7th position. 123 of John Gallagher will start in 8th. 9th goes to the 1 of David Fight in the 19 of Jack, the Ripper Dixon, running out your field starting at top 10.
77 machine of Jacob Young starts in 11th. 12th will be Larry Dickerson in the 69. 55 of Ricky Wittenberg starts in 13th place. 14th to his outside there, Greg Dobson in the 085. The 81 of Chachi, Jonathan Osborne starting in 15th place. 16th will be Mike Everidge in the 82. The 13 and the 14 side by side there in row number 9. That's Andrew Player and Dustin with a Y, Dustin Eaton. Trevor Robertson in the 6 machine starts in 19th place. And the 72 of Chandler Paul rounds out your top 20 in row number 10 there.
29, Dave Mayberry, the nickname. 21st, 22nd, we'll have the 74, Zachary Hallinan. Number 3, Austin Paul, starts 23rd. Number 92, Greg Klein. His pit crew is ready tonight. Tulsa King, he starts 24th, 25th. Number 4, Deion Jones, 434, Kevin Hunt, 26th. Number 8, Edson Ochoa from the Valley, RGV. 27th, 28th, Jeremiah Burke in the 53. 89, Craig Goodenough, starts 29th. Andrew Cawthon in the 10, starts 30th. And there's Lori Vaught, thank you for race control and dealing with all of us and the driver. She does a great job.
That indeed. Of course, as everybody gets all lined on up and ready to rumble here, we're going to take a quick little moment here and get this race started off a little bit special as the drivers all get lined on up and group on up for a little bit of a memorial parade here around Charlotte. As I share this message coming from us here at AAA Broadcasting and, of course, the lovely family here at Vigilante Racing League, that on this solemn Memorial Day, we all pause with you to remember and honor the brave men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our nation. Their selflessness, courage, and unwavering commitment to defending freedom have left an indelible mark on our history. As we gather with loved ones, let us reflect on the sacrifices made by our fallen heroes from the battlefields of the American Revolution to the deserts of Iraq and the mountains of Afghanistan. Their legacy lives on in the hearts of grateful citizens, and we owe them a debt of gratitude that can never fully be repaid. May their memories of may their memory be a source of inspiration and a reminder of the cost of liberty. We're going to take a quick moment here and a pause while they continue their memorial pace laps here, as we all take a moment to honor and remember all those that have fallen abroad and those that have continued to battle here at home internally, as we remember the great men and women that have paid the ultimate sacrifice. for those of us here at AAA Broadcasting and the Vigilante Racing League, we thank you. As the field gets all lined on up and ready to rumble, and we get ready to go to the green flag for the first race here in these playoffs.
Hearing them play taps, that gets to me every time. I've heard it at over 150 funerals, but hearing it on the broadcast here tonight, it brings back a lot of memories, a lot of feelings.
Yeah, great tribute. And we're going to get ready to race here and, try to have some fun tonight.
And that indeed we do, as some beautiful patriotics paint schemes out there. You got the 33 of Jess Vaught, 84 of Josh Bittner with some fantastic schemes, 88 of Mike Adamson joining them as well. Then you got the wonderful Navy machine there from Albert Anderson. And just, everybody in this field having a little bit of something going on their cars. You got the one of David Fight all patriotic up. Even the Canes machine from the Mustachio Man himself, Jacob Young, changing things on up to get into the patriotic spirit.
Looks like we're getting ready to go green. I think it may be the next time around here.
I believe you are correct, as the lights officially do turn off, which means we get ready to go green flag racing for the first time here tonight, with the 33 and the 84 getting all lined on up side by side. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching, joining us here with some wonderful Wednesday night racing action. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell to get alerted every single time that we go live. And of course, if you haven't done so already and you enjoy any of the racing action that you see, be sure to hit that thumbs up button so that way we continue to grow this fantastic community.
I want to thank everybody for joining us over there in the YouTube chat. Albert Anderson over there pulling for his son. Thank you for being here. He enjoyed the tribute. Thought it was very beautiful. Good job there, Brown. And Sarah Decker out there pulling for everybody, especially David Fight that's out there. Lori Vaught trying to get everybody hyped up, saying playoff race number 1. Let's get it, boys.
Yeah, and the viewers can see the drivers in the playoffs. Most of them have that red banner. I think, is Albert the only one without the red banner? I
think
something.
so.
That is correct.
And that was some kind of
last minute addition. Yeah,
Yeah,
somebody couldn't make it.
It was a little late for him to get it, but he's in the playoffs, and here we go, Brown.
And here we go indeed, as the pace truck peels off down into that pit lane, into the Geico restart zone we go, as we go side by side. Everybody rows deep as the power goes down. Green flag racing here at Charlotte. Down into turns 1 and 2. It's still a side-by-side battle between the 84 and the 33 up at the very front. You got that 88 of Mike Adamson trying to slip his front nose up underneath that 84. Looks like he will get there in time as the 33 breaks out and clear of that 84 and gets into the rhythm of things. 7 of Timothy Pope battling through a little bit of this traffic here, trying to get back on up to the top steps where he is most comfortable being. 99 of Albert Anderson even trying to bob and weave his way around some traffic here as he's going side by side with the 19 of Jack Dixon. The 123 of John Gallagher right there behind him, side by side with the 77 of Jacob Young. John Curtis in the 43 as the row of Canadians teaming on up here as the field starts to single file up at the front, getting ready to rumble here, but more side by side action happening right there behind them.
These guys are loving how these tires feel right now. You know, they're just now getting some heat in them. They've got all the grip they need out there right now. Don't look for it to last too much longer.
Especially when they're racing hard like they are now. They're going to start losing grip fairly quickly, but it's going to be manageable for a while. Cool night. It's a night race. Perfect for fun racing like we're seeing right now.
So we saw their good buddy, another one of those Canadians, the 085 Greg Dobson, having some good battles side by side there with Zachary Hallonen and the 82 of Mike Everidge. But back up here, up at the front, it's still an even Steven. Who knows which way this coin flip's gonna go? Kind of race for the 84 and the 88. Battling side by side. Looks like the 84 on that high side, able to just hold up enough momentum to hold off that 88, at least for now. Looks like Bittner very comfortable with that middle to high lane as he gets a huge run coming off of the corner, making a charge around the outside of the 33.
Tonight's race scheduled for 133 laps. That's a really long race. These guys got a long way to go. You know, looking for a little bit of aggression later on, but you never know. You might see some guys fight for some playoff positions early.
Yes, somebody will, but this is kind of like it's the Coca-Cola 600. It's the long race.
Yeah.
So I think they added a little bit tonight to this. But this is my guess. I don't know, actually. But it's definitely the longest race in NASCAR. And the reason they did that is because it happens the day of the Indy 500. They say, well, we're going to beat you. We're going to add 100 laps. And that's what they did. Like a carnival show.
This race, 133 laps, that's right at 200 miles. 199.5. So
Which isn't too bad. It's probably really in their realm of normal racing.
And Brown, it's called the World's 200 because the first Coca-Cola 600 was called the World 600, I believe.
Oh, is that like a petrol company kind of thing?
No, I think that's just what the promoter's name is, I believe.
I have to, let me double check that.
Remember when ZZ Top had all the animals out there? Like it was a circus too? Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah.
It's kind of what NASCAR used to do. You know, pretty cool marketing.
It's the battle.
You've never seen those old ZZ Top videos. Watch that.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
Battle up at the front continues to sizzle here. The 84 and the 33. Neither driver wanting to give up any of these top dog spots. 81 Jonathan Osborne right around that high side, following the 69 of Larry Dickerson. They've got a good chunk of traffic up there in front of them as they try to make it up inside this top 10. 92 of Greg Klein, one of your playoff drivers, trying to find some gaps and holes as he and the 72 of Chandler Paul try to fight their way up through this field.
So far, really clean. Nobody's really kind of slid out of turn 4, which we will see at some point. They're sliding into the front stretch. That becomes an issue. But so far, really clean.
Yeah, very clean indeed as they continue to battle side by side. Oh, 33 drifting up the racetrack. Checked out of it just a little bit, so that's going to gift the lead lap there to the 84 of Josh Bittner, who is just humming along here at Charlotte tonight. 82 on Mike Everidge, now going to battle with the 69 of Larry Dickerson. You can also see the 14 of Dustin with a Y getting all camoed and armied on up here to try to get his way on up through this field and get a good position here tonight. Got a whole bunch of good little battles going on as, the 92 of Greg Klein taking a trip down through the infield. Dukes hazarding across the apron. Oh, and hard into the outside wall.
Yeah, there's a nice little hill down there in the infield. You got to really be careful out there.
Yeah, you can jump it. It's like a mini jump.
Didn't see exactly what happened there for the 92 as we quickly take a look back and see what happened. Oh, just a tiny little love tap there from the 72 to that rear quarter panel. Sent the 92 down and into that grass. Did a great job keeping it pointed in the right direction. Problem is when it rejoined, it just got away from him there a little bit. And he snagged the outside wall. Thankfully, truck's still drivable, and he's going to try to make it work, but a long way to go for a damaged race truck in that 92 of Klein.
Yeah, that was pretty shocking. That hit to the outside wall. He might have to change his leather thong out. You know, it might.
Ooh.
Taylor Provak's joining us out there tonight in the YouTube land, pulling for the 33. Thank you very much for being here. And Sarah Decker had a grandfather who served, and she'd like to thank him today. And Lori Vaught, her husband, of course, naval officer serving for 34 years, and her son also serving. So thank you guys for your service as well. And Analea Tovar saying, I love race day. Let's go 14.
Yeah, he's trying, man, he is trying his best there for Dustin with a Y as the 33 and now the 88 go battling side by side. The 84 Josh Bittner, this is what he wants to see as he tries to break the draft a little bit here. I guess that's another thing that was mentioned after the practice race on Monday was, man, this is gonna be turned into a plate track real quick if people figure out how to save some tires, able to stay in each other's drafts. And this is what we're seeing right now. I mean, the top 10 are still blanket distance apart from each other, racing side by side.
It's a fact. Everybody keeping it close. Drew Holland out there pulling for Robertson in the number 6. Thank you for being here, Drew.
Yeah, and it does look like they're getting a lot of draft action off the trucks in front anyway. They're moving around quite a bit, picking up speed, staying together. Looks like a lot of fun if you were driving.
You wouldn't see this with Cup cars or Xfinity cars, I don't believe. But the trucks, that's a whole different animal, isn't it? It's like a brick.
Yeah, it's like a brick, but it you can control it real well. It's got a lot of control. Like what Greg Klein did there. He kept control of that truck even though he had a lot of craziness happening. So they're a little bit easier to manage.
And that indeed they are. So let's go ahead and take a ride here with the Mr. Mustache himself, 77 Jacob Young, just outside of the top 15 right now. He's got the 74 Zachary Hallen in about 3/4 of a second up the road in front of him. You can just watch as he really works that steering wheel. Turns 1 and 2 looking very smooth, but it's turns 3 and 4 trying to limit that drift out of the corner up towards that outside wall, that it gets a little tricky, and you can even hear how much he's getting off that throttle and trying to modulate his speed as, a couple of drivers in front of him snag a piece of the wall.
Osvaldo out there saying, oh, no number 16 today, but pulling for the number 33 out here. Thank you for being here, Osvaldo.
As the action continues to keep on cooking here at Charlotte. One of David Feit having a really good race thus far. Started here in 9th, staying in 9th. He's got the 43 John Curtis there as he makes a dive down towards the bottom of the racetrack to sneak around one of our Canadians here. The 123 John Gallagher is going to try to do his best to follow him on through on that bottom line. Meanwhile, back up here, up at the front, the 88 of Mike Adamson got did a little bit of the shake and bake there to the 33 of Jess Vaught, able to get him behind him. And now the 7 of Timothy Pope doing exactly the same thing, getting the 33 kind of tucked away behind them, as it looks like these three drivers are really racing for some good positions here. Is now the 99 of America's driver, Albert Anderson, tries to sneak his nose up underneath the 33.
Speaking of Anderson, you got some of Team Anderson out there represented tonight. Mom Beverly out there, along with Papa Albert. Thank y'all so much for being here. Drew Holland saying that Trevor Robertson was just a natural born speed demon. Came out of the womb with his hands on a steering wheel.
That's how Ricky Bobby was.
Yeah, yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah. We got a bunch of good drivers in this league, and it's already showing tonight. Clean race. 21 laps into this thing. We're looking really good.
Oh, it is.
Loving this.
It's clean, but it's aggressive. No one's really laying off of anything here as everybody fights for whatever position they can. As, oh man, the 14 Dustin with a Y kind of gets stuck behind the 43 of John Curtis there, who snagged a piece of the outside wall coming out of turn number 4. Checked up that high side quite a bit, but all drivers involved there. You had the 123 of Gallagher, one of David Feit, and the 14 of Eaton, all with a heads-up display of driving there, able to avoid a disastrous situation of getting into the back of somebody.
When everybody's stacked up like this, you know, your reaction time is, you don't have much time to do anything about what's going on. You just got to kind of do your best to get out of the way.
And
Go ahead.
Oh,
John.
I was just gonna say, and don't even think this is just the drivers up at the front. You got the 72 of Chan the Man for 25th, 26th of the 4 Dion Jones going side by side, 8 of Edson Ochoa, and the 29 of Dave Mayberry all up inside of this Hunt as well. Speaking of Hunt, the 434 of Kevin Hunt looks like he's outside of the draft right now. Same thing for that 92 of Greg Klein, but we also already know that the 92 is battling a little bit of a damaged race truck right now. So definitely be on the lookout for him to take a fast repair the first chance that he can get.
I was just going to say, what's going on with Jess Vaught? He's dropped a little bit. Did he go too hard, or is he kind of sandbagging and playing these guys and just kind of sizing them up and testing out what he can do as the tires change? That's what I think he's doing. I personally, he's just playing around, seeing where he's at on tires. Because all this stuff these guys put in their brain, it ends up helping them at the end of the race. This is what I think is going on. What do you think there, English?
Yeah, managing his tires very wisely. He knows how long this race is. They got a long way to go, so he's just trying to stay clean. You know, keep the truck straight. You got to finish to finish well. So I think that's in the back of his mind as well.
As the battles up here, up at the front, continue. The 7 Timothy Pope finds his way up and around the 88 of Adamson, 99 of Anderson, finding his way around the 84 of Josh Bittner here as well. I think that's part of the reason why we saw the 33 of Jess Vaught kind of trickle backwards just a little bit, is because, man, he was in a side-by-side battle there with the 84 of Josh Bittner, and Bittner was running that high side, which, you know, supposedly, I cannot confirm nor deny the fact that I think the outside saves a little bit of that rubber. Now you're starting to see the 84 start to fall back a little bit back to the rest of this field as the 19 Jack Dixon waits ready to pounce. Same thing with the 23 at Sean McDonald, 1 of David Fight, 14 of Eaton, as they are all up inside of this top 10. Also starting to see some pit stops. Hallinan, Klein, Jones, Hunt, Goodenough, and Cawthon all making their way on down into pit road. Now, same thing for the 1 of David Fight. So we're already at our first round of green flag pit stops here, boys.
Already?
Tires are 70% fuel. So, I don't know. What happened?
Sounds like he's abducted by aliens.
Yeah, as our guy on pit road is busy.
They did get me.
They did get you a little bit there. It's I was gonna say maybe you're just walking a little too far away. The microphone signal as you're trying to go get you
right
a
here.
corn dog or something, but
No.
3 of Austin Paulus, a 55 of Ricky Wittenberg go down on the bottom side. Ricky, as always, with a beautiful paint scheme out there tonight. A wonderful Ain't Dead Yet tribute paint scheme for Memorial Day.
I want to say get well soon to Kyle Vaught, not able to race again tonight. He's taking his meds and he's gone to bed early. He's just not feeling well, so hope you get better soon there, Kyle. Can't wait to see you back out on the racetrack, battling the old man.
Yeah. It's not the same without him. Speaking of the old man, he is pitting. He just called his pit. So he's coming down just fine.
And making the dive on down to pit road. Tricky pit road here at the Charlotte Oval is you kind of have to duck below that line in the middle of turn number 4 and then also try to get slowed up to, I think it's about 50 miles an hour. So
45, yeah.
Ugh, 45, that's even worse. Goodness, going from almost 180 miles an hour down to 45. Man, oh man, these drivers definitely have a tough one on their hand here tonight. As 14 of Eaton looks to the outside of the 19 of Jack the Ripper Dixon. Josh Bittner going side by side with the 23 of Sean McDonald here now as the green flag pit stops continue to cruise on by. 69 Larry Dickerson finds himself up here in that 3rd place spot as of right now. 14, 19, and the 123 all globbed up together as the 23 and the 84 still remain side by side.
Yahtzee, it sounds like we got the rest of the field coming on down into the pit lane. It's getting crowded.
Yeah, a lot of them. The blending will be the interesting part, Brown, after we see this. And you talked about how slow you have to get down from 180 to 40. It's almost like in one of those illegal, unconstitutional DL Oklahoma driver's license checkpoints, you know, where it's just unconstitutional, you know, to have something like that, to slow it down that quick.
I agree. It should be all-star rules every single time, as fast as you want down pit road.
There you go.
I mean, the pit crews are wearing helmets and all that. They'll be fine, as pretty much everybody else coming on down and in now. Anderson, Dickerson, McDonald, Gallagher, Curtis, Wittenberg, and Mayberry all making their pit stop. And that will, in fact, conclude your green flag pit stops for round number 1. As everybody continues to race and fight their way back up and around and through this field, as the 74 of Zachary Hallinan is going to, looks like, take over that first place spot, up 21 positions right now. He also did early pit. He pitted back on lap 26. So a little bit of some strategery already at play here tonight.
Yeah, and Trevor Robertson got pit maneuvered, but held on to it magically coming out of 4. Just slowed him down. He'll be back, but that was almost tragedy there. But he saved it. Good save by Trevor Robertson.
See,
And you said the pit crew is wearing helmets. Yeah, they got helmets. If you look at Greg Klein's pit crew, that's all they're wearing is pretty much a helmet.
Speaking of Greg Klein, he's going side by side with the 6 of Trevor Robertson right now as they battle across the line and then to turns 1 and 2, the 92 Navy machine. Again, trying to get back some of the spots he lost after that little bit of some incidental contact with the 72 of Chan the Man. How about the other Paul brother as well?
Yes.
As the 3 of Austin Paul up 7 spots on the day, up into 16th right now, having a beautiful run.
Yeah, there's some driving all over the racetrack right now. Ricky Wittenberg's trailing a little bit behind here. And that beautiful Ricky Wittenberg D&D graphics paint. But he'll catch up to him. We'll have something happen where everybody kind of bunches back up at some point.
He can paint a truck, that's for sure.
Yeah, he knows how to paint.
Man, that indeed he does. As the battles continue to commence here on lap 37 of 133 here at Charlotte for the Vigilante Racing League playoff opener here tonight. Do have some wonderful fun facts in store for everybody there at home. We'll like to say that since we have announced what the 16 playoff drivers are, would also like to say congratulations to Mr. George Rincon and Kelly Keel, who did make it into the playoffs. However, they both knew they were not going to make it here tonight, so graciously said, hey, just give my spot to the next guy, so that way they could have a chance to pick up the championship here.
Albert Anderson, one of those drivers that picked up a playoff spot.
And Mike Adamson as well, who is currently up here in that second spot. So Adamson definitely making use of that punch into these playoffs as he's going side by side with that one of David Fite.
Now keep in mind, not everybody's even coming into the playoffs. Everyone's kind of prorated on where they finish the regular season. So that's where they start off in points as kind of the order in which they finished. A little 3 wide action in the front stretch. Wow, Craig Goodenough in the middle.
Oh, 89 good enough. Almost getting a piece of the 19 up on the outside. And you also got the 81 of Osborne trying to sneak on the bottom side. But the 99 of America's Driver was sitting right there. Looks like the 81 of Osborne has met that outside wall a couple of times as his 81 is quickly starting to look like a 1 from that right-hand side. Good.
Well, you survive this race, you're going to have some right side damage at some point. Probably almost everybody's going to hit the wall or rub the truck or something, and that's just the nature of a long race like this. So, I like to see that, you know? It just shows them how tough they are.
A mental game too, you know. I mean, you start thinking about endurance racing. Of course, all of us have been a part of an endurance race a time or two, and you know, I would almost put this in the same category that there's so many green flag laps and just fatigue of looking at the same turn, the same wall, the same driver, the same turn over and over and over. It's just kind of wears you down. So you got to stay alert out there some way. You know, you got to find some way to just kind of distract yourself and keep yourself alert.
As we take a look out the back end of the 69 of Larry Dickerson, you can see the 19 of Jack Dixon right there behind him. Albert Anderson, Jeremiah Burke, 81 of Jonathan Osborne, all lined on up. Same thing, the 23 Sean McDonald, 89 of Craig Goodenough there, all inside of this action.
Kathy is here as well. More of Team Anderson rounding out the chat here tonight. Thank you for being here, Kathy.
Yeah, the fans here are awesome. Vigilante Racing, they get to like, subscribe, send it to their friends. You know, we want to be big time with this league. These guys deserve it. Really good racing. As Osborne and Burke kind of doored each other there. That was kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, right in front of him, we got that 13 of Andrew Player falling back a couple of positions. 13 of Andrew changing up the number here tonight. Normally is the 18, but has elected to run our good buddy, the sponsored not sponsored machine here tonight. Can't wait to see Earl get back in the race seat.
Yeah, what's he been doing?
I was just making sure he gets his health and mental health and taking a little bit of a break. Been busy at work, you know.
All right, we'll let him make it for sure. Everybody needs that.
So,
what were we saying there, Edith?
Edith Anderson here rounding out Team Anderson. Albert's got all the support in the world out there from the family. I love that.
I know. It's so cool.
As man, 74 Zachary Hallidan running that old school fighter plane paint scheme with the jaws up at the front, looking like he's hungry here tonight as the 14 of Dustin with a Y sneaks by him on that bottom side. I always did love those, you know, the cartoon shark bite kind of stuff on those old planes.
Even some of the newer planes. We had a bunch of A-10 Warthogs that were stationed here at one time, and they all had cool looking mouths painted on them and stuff.
It's probably offensive now. We probably can't do such a thing.
Well, they had to change some of the nose art on some of the B-52s, yeah.
Yeah.
So all the B-52s have a name and a specific nose art on them.
Yeah.
Some of them have changed over the years.
Of course. No.
So the battles continue to happen out there on the racetrack. One of David Fight's got the 69, 74, and the 99 hustling up behind him here. Looks like the 69 peeking on down low.
Now these guys just pitted back lap 28,
30, lap 30. So here in about another 10 laps, we may start seeing these guys come down once again for fuel and tires.
Yeah, it's especially be on the lookout for that 74 of Hallinan, who was one of the first ones to make that call to come on down to pit road back on lap 26. So he might be on that early pit strategy, something to definitely keep your eye out for, especially if we continue to see this nice long green flag run that we've been having, as the strategery definitely comes into play as the 13 Andrew Player down onto pit road.
Couple of the paint jobs
made a pass. Go ahead.
So a couple of the paint jobs out there tonight dedicated to the upcoming 80th anniversary of D-Day.
June 6th.
Talking about We're talking about it
1944.
for the race here.
Well, that's when men were men, and just leave it at that. I think we still have something left in us to pull something like that off if we had to, but we just get discouraged by the psyops and all the BS that they lie to us on the TV about. You know, we're better than all this divisiveness. That's not what America's about, and they're forcing it down our throats. But in reality, we're all pretty much kind of the same, even though we may be labeled as one thing or another. We're really not. We're just Americans. We want everybody to prosper and live the American dream, right?
That's right.
Yes.
And how about this as the 23 of Sean McDonald makes his way on down the bottom side here, trying to get around the 53 of Jeremiah Burke. Good side-by-side battle there, as just up in front of him, you got that one of David Fight. The 19 Jack Dixon having a good battle out there. Going side-by-side, a little high up into turn number 4. Ooh, 19. Almost getting a piece of that outside wall. But how about this? I can give you some news that isn't fake news at all, with some of our fun, wonderful facts that the ever so wonderful Miss Lori gets all the data for. It's 84 Josh Bittner also getting involved in some of this crazy side-by-side action. How about as she got a hold of the wonderful wife of Mr. Greg Klein, Miss Rebecca Klein, was asked a few questions, and here's her answers. For a pet peeve, Rebecca, well, she hates those stupid people. And I'll tell you what,
A lot of them.
there's a lot of them, and she is definitely vocal about it.
Oh yeah.
What does now? See, this is now getting down and dirty with it. What does Greg do that drives her crazy? Greg,
iRacing.
I believe it or not, it is not the iRacing. It is his snoring in the middle of the night.
I could see that.
I believe that.
For a go-to snack, Miss Rebecca Klein loves those sour cream Pringles.
I like
not
the
bad.
salt and vinegar.
Yeah,
Those are my favorite.
I'm really into all the fire stuff now, like the kids, the
Oh,
hot
yeah.
chiwis and all that.
Yeah.
But, you know, sour cream, that's traditional.
That's good.
The favorite place that they have traveled was to Key West, which was both Greg and Rebecca's first cruise, and of course for Greg, not first non-military cruises. Oh, the 53 of Jeremiah Burke gets a little squiggly wiggly coming out of turn number 4, and the 123 of John Gallagher with a great save there coming across the line, tucks his nose down onto the apron for a split second, but a good save there and some heads-up driving from the 123 of Gallagher.
That
Great
was good
job
driving.
there.
Yeah, Greg was cruising before cruising was cool. He was in the Navy and didn't have the best accommodations, I'm sure, but now he's a cruise master, right?
Oh, of course. It's
I
got
think he was on guided missile destroyers, I believe.
oh yeah.
He probably did something real highly technical and smart to knowing that guy. Like, he had to do all this crazy stuff, use his brains.
And
Me and my wife spent our honeymoon in Key West. It was
Oh.
a lot of fun.
there you go.
Wow.
It's a beautiful area.
I've never been. I want to go to see some Hemingway stuff. I'm a big, believe it or not, I have a brain too, guys. I do like some of the Hemingway.
It's got those five-toed
books.
cats running around too.
I know, I heard about that.
It's one of David Fight looks like he's coming on down to start the next round of pit stops here on lap 58, and to close out the fun facts for Miss Rebecca Klein, her favorite NASCAR driver. He's one of my favorites, Mr. Mark Martin.
Oh,
he was
cool.
Wonderful guy.
She just scored a bunch of points in my book.
a good driver, a classy driver too,
Yeah.
He's not like my favorite Kyle Busch, but,
Ooh.
Mark
Oh,
Martin
sorry.
was a good one. And I love those facts. Yahtzee.
Hey, Yahtzee indeed, as the 84 of Bittner and the 14 of Eaton continue to trade some positions here. Some fantastic side-by-side battles going on out there on the racetrack, starting to kind of cool off for the time being, but we'll start having some of those merging issues here again as more and more people come on down into the pits. Greg Dobson, Zachary Hallinan, and Greg Klein making their way down into pit road. Andrew Cawthon and the 77 Jacob Young having a good battle. The 8 of Edson Ochoa having a good battle right now with the 72 of Chan the Man.
Watch out for the Ocho machine, man. Cat can drive too. It looks like we got a couple more guys coming down the pits. Andrew Cawthon calling out his pit box. Craig Goodenough announcing his hitting as well.
It's 29 of Uncle Dave Mayberry out there starting to run into a little bit of some traffic here and trying to pick and bob his weave on through as, oh no, he gets up into the outside wall.
Still green here.
Once again, all the drivers able to get it pointed back in the right direction as the caution comes.
Chandler Paul spun on the front stretch.
As the caution flag waves here as we're actually pretty much right at the halfway point, so quasi competition yellow. It's not actually a competition yellow, it just kind of turns out to be like that. Let's see what happened with the 72. Oh, he just got tangled on up with that 8 machine and looks going through the quad oval, which is it's a very technical part of you don't think an oval is a technical track, but going through that quad oval section, it gets a little tough and trying to arc your corner just right, and just getting tangled on up. It was a little bit of netcode. I think they were going to make contact either way. Yeah, 72 coming across that front bumper and hard contact into that outside wall.
They did have a conversation on the radio. I'm not sure that the 8 knew he was down there.
What'd I miss?
8 and the 72 got together on the front stretch.
Yeah, that's where I thought it was going to happen.
Yep.
Been a long time. We've had that's really good run. 60-something laps. Green flag. Nice. Is anybody going to be mad about it, though? That's what I want to know.
I don't think so.
Oh,
Nothing that they'll still be mad about tomorrow.
As we watch the race coming off of pit lane here, 33 at Jess Vaught leads the way, followed by Timothy Pope, Albert Anderson, Larry Dickerson, Dustin Eaton, Josh Bittner, Sean McDowell, Jeremiah Burke, Jack Dixon, John Gallagher, Trev Robertson, and John Curtis, all making their way coming back out of pit lane. As pretty much all these drivers able to get a freebie pit stop right about when they were probably planning on coming on in. So a great green flag run there to start off this race here from Charlotte, and look forward to even more.
Man, we're really blessed with some good racing tonight. Charlotte, man, I love some Charlotte. I don't know where next week. Where are we next week? I'm looking forward to that, I'm sure. It's the great part of the NASCAR season right now. It's my favorite part, right? I mean, they follow the NASCAR schedule, so I'm just a little behind on stuff. What, they're being nice to each other on the radio. They're complimenting their driving. Everybody's being so nice tonight. I don't know what to do with myself.
They really at Gateway? Gateway Motorsports Park.
Oh, man.
Is that for real? They're gonna race at Gateway?
Maybe do the trucks race there in real life, but maybe the...
It's the Cup. The Cup race is at Worldwide Technology Raceway, which
Yeah.
is Gateway.
Yeah, they added that. Didn't they do that last year, or did they
They
not?
may have done it last year.
Hmm.
Well, I'll be.
It's fun. It'll be fun with these trucks. It's tight, though. It's kind of a weird track. It's not like a normal track, but hey.
Kind of egg-shaped or something?
And it's in East St. Louis, so you got to have your head on a swivel. You know, you just never know what can happen over there.
All drivers will be provided a ballistic vest.
I think it's worse than Joliet. You know, you got to be a little careful down there in East St. Louis, Illinois. But
Can I just say they are missing out on an opportunity to run like a kind of like a rally style race down through there, and the finish line is through the arch.
Rallycross?
Well, no, like so,
Oh, yeah.
so like it's like a specified route, and it's like a giant time trial.
Through the arch?
Yeah, and the finish line is through the arch.
Well, I mean, that takes some logistics. I like what you're doing, though. I mean, it could be fun.
Just snowballing ideas.
I mean, they're doing crazier stuff with this Chicago race. Looks like they're having a hard time lining up. That Chicago street race they do, that's kind of wacky, isn't it?
Yeah, that it is, and just so your future race reference, so we'll be at Gateway next week, followed by Sonoma, and then Iowa. We love a good Iowa race, and then
That's a crazy one.
as we kind of split this season in half to split the NASCAR season in half to make up a season for the VRL. We're closing it out in the championship race coming up at New Hampshire. So,
Oh, your favorite.
oh yeah, totally.
His home track, his favorite track. All right, that's going to be a fun run. I'm looking forward to all those. Those are different tracks, so like Greg Klein and some of the guys that are good at the twisty roads, they can maybe make some in-grounds when we go to Sonoma and all that. I know there's a lot of guys here that are pretty good at the right turn stuff.
And a lot of them in the playoffs, and so they're definitely going to be trying to use that to their advantage.
Yes, Vought's good there too. He's good anywhere. Honestly.
Yeah, different styles of tracks here to close out the.
Yeah, Iowa's a weird one, isn't it? It's like a 1 mile, but runs like a
less-
1.5.
7/8 of a mile, yeah.
Weird.
Yeah,
But
it's
it
like
runs a lot quicker. It's very round.
it is. It's the Big Little Trek, or I like to call it
Runs-
the Big Little Trek.
Runs fast. Yeah, it does run fast. And we can go check out the cornfields, and there's Amish people there that we could probably get some furniture and jelly. So, I'm looking forward to that.
No, that's next season over at Pocono.
No, Iowa's got some of that going on too. If you go to the Amana colonies, I've been there. I'm familiar.
I'll take your
But I
word
mean,
for it.
wonderful country, especially in the summer.
Oh, yeah. So we get ready to head on back to the green flag with the 33 and the 7 up at the very front, heading on into that Geico restart zone, which means it's time here once again to go green flag racing as they put the pedals down to the metal, side by side, sending it off down into turns 1 and 2. Side by side for that 7 in the 33, 69 Larry Dickerson tag teaming on up with the 99 of Albert Anderson, also going side by side. Everybody finding a dancing partner here as everyone gets lined on up to go tango dancing. 23 of Sean McDonald trying to find his way on up through this field. He's kind of stuck on that bottom side right now, really nowhere to go. He's got the 14 of Dustin with a Y sitting right there in front of him as, oh no, we're gonna big scatter and a big wreck.
3 and a
6.
6. Yeah.
Was that okay?
Austin Paul and Trevor Robertson.
There was more to it than that. It kind of got a little western there. It started with the 43, maybe.
Looks like 43 and the 82, possibly getting kind of all tangled up to
43.
get things started off. Let's see here. Oh, 43. Oh, looks like he got loose in the middle of 3 and 4, shot down the racetrack, got into the 6 machine, which got the 6 loose down on the apron. That's a dangerous spot because of that transition. That truck does not want to get stable on you. But that also sent the 43 up across the front of the 82 of Everidge, who did a great job saving it. The problem is then he gets a little loose coming out of turn number 4, and then continue to watch. Oh, man. Just netcode between the 6 and the 3. They might have actually been able to hold that, but I think netcode took that one away from them.
Watching the
course,
guys
we gotta
duck
see.
down.
Nick, go ahead.
Watching the guys duck down onto the pit lane. Didn't know if the 14 actually got enough of his truck over the commitment cone. It looks like he may have. I don't see a black flag being posted yet.
I'll tell you what, 82, Mike Everidge, wow. He saved a lot of stuff there in a crazy move. He's got some of those cat-like reflexes to get away from that.
Cat-like.
Yeah, so if you go down on a situation like that, you jump down onto pit road, or you're not going to get penalized, are you? Because you're avoiding the incident, correct?
I think that's one of those where iRacing, because iRacing just has the blanket thing, because it's a difficult thing to call, you know, like whether or not people had to avoid down there, and that's why we have a wonderful race controller to make all those decisions and clear any erroneous black flags that they might have.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it helps to have a human available.
Well, we can't do everything by AI as well. They want to tell you we can. What's going to happen is those little Chinese robot dogs are going to take over. If
The
we let
what?
them with you seen the Chinese robot dogs?
No, not lately.
Yeah, they're walking around with these robot dogs protecting their, trying to show their force, the Chinese National Army or whatever they call them. Yeah, it's the thing now. And those things are run by AI, and AI is controlled by, like the crazy people, and a lot of weird stuff could happen if we let it get out of control. Which we kind of have, but let's dial it back in, guys.
Yeah.
Let's take back our freedoms, Think a little bit before we start, just jumping on board with all the censorship and stuff. Think about where that's really going.
Well,
It's a night of reflecting for me. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, speaking of freedoms, our America's #1 golfer getting all charges officially finally dropped. So case is closed.
And that should have been the case. You had a rogue cop, guy with a badge thinks he's somebody. They're not all like that, by the way. Most cops are awesome, but it was a heated situation. The cop got angry. Probably had some, probably got something going on at the house where he's mad at somebody, and I have deep inside information about cops. That's why I say this.
Yeah.
So, it all happened. They both agreed to not pursue anything against each other. Let's just call it a day. It was a mistake.
What's his name? Scheffler? Is that his
Scheffler,
name?
Scotty, yeah.
Well, he's not running for public office anywhere, so.
Yeah,
of
we
course we're gonna say,
definitely-
never mind.
Yeah. Well, if they put a letter in front of his name, either R or
Yeah.
D, then maybe they'll charge him. But
Then they go after
this one stayed out of that realm, and like the smart thing to do. Hey, I'm not going to sue you. You're not going to sue me. We'll drop the charges. It was a mistake on both halves. Had a little miscommunication.
Yeah.
Remember when Obama had the beer summit? That was really amazing. The beer summit with the cops. I don't know if that was a mockery of the police or what was happening, but he did that.
Well, that's after he said they acted stupidly, I think.
Well, I think he backtracked, which was smart.
Yeah.
He was a smarter guy than what we got. Well, I can't say anything right now. I'm going to be handcuffed to the thoughts in my brain. I just want to watch Racing Brown.
Well, good thing for you is we're about ready to get up and do that all over again here as the lights on the pace truck turn off. Gonna have the 33 of Jess Vaught and 99 of Albert Anderson starting side by side. Larry Dickerson, Sean McDonald, Jeremiah Burke, John Gallagher, Mike Evers, John Curtis, Jonathan Osborne, and Jacob Young, all making up your top 10 for this restart as they send it on down into turns 3 and 4. That pace truck ready to peel off and down out of the way.
For a little bit more aggression this time.
Yeah.
Past halfway now. It's time to start thinking about where you want to finish this race, what kind of points you want to get.
That indeed is the 69. Oh, he's ready to go. Gives a big shove to the 33 of Jess Vaught to try to get the field moving here as Vaught gets a great restart out in front of the 99 of Albert Anderson. 69 goes to battle with the 23, then gets that back bumper cleared, opening up the door for the 53 of Jeremiah Burke to go to battle here with the 23.
Several trucks spun down into the infield, but they were out of the way, out of traffic, so no yellow.
A few
Interesting restart.
It was a little bit there. It's a 14 of Dustin with a Y makes his way up around some drivers here. Looks like the 19 of Jack Dixon going to try to follow him on through, trying to get around the 8 of Edson Ochoa right now. As 123 John Gallagher also going to a battle right now with the 81 of Jonathan Osborne. He's got the 53 of Jeremiah Burke sitting right there, in front of him. You got the 53 Jeremiah Burke having a pretty good run here tonight, up 23 spots to move up into that 5th position right now. Unfortunately, even if he gets a run, he's got nowhere to go as the 69 and the 23 continue to battle side by side. 99 of Albert Anderson not letting that 33 of Jess Vaught get too far out in front as this field continues to get back that momentum, get back into the groove of things here at Charlotte. About one pit stop away here for these drivers to close this one on out as the 7 of Timothy Pope goes to battle with the 77 of Jacob Young, looking at that back bumper here, trying to figure out a way to get around the Canes machine.
He's making that thing plenty wide there, the 77.
Yeah, 77 did drop a couple tires down there on that apron, which I mentioned a little bit ago, that you got to be careful with that because of that transition between the apron and the banked part of the racetrack. Got him a little squirrely. That allowed the 7 to squeeze on by, and now is allowing the 19 of Jack Dixon to try to get on by, as well as the 72 and the 88 make contact side by side. Both drivers able to handle it and keep it pointed in the right direction. That's also going to check up the 74 of Zachary Hallinan, causing some issues there for him as this run continues to go green.
Adam, does this qualify as getting a little Western? Is that what you do? Is it
well, it's getting close. I think I'd play it a little cooler right now. I think they kind of are.
Yeah.
But I think at about a lap 110, maybe get a little Western and see what happens. But yeah, they're definitely not giving up. They're not conceding spots. They're really trying to hold their own here. And Albert Anderson in that Navy truck tonight is doing the same, just kind of holding his own, trying to fight off Jess Vaught. And then Larry Dickerson is super fast, so watch out for him. He's having a pretty good race.
He's been having a pretty good season here, making a little bit of a comeback to join the VRL here once again, and picked up some good finishes throughout the regular season to get him that spot here in these playoffs, and in a pretty good position right now to get the even better position here after race number 1.
John Gallagher looking to the inside of the 23 of McDonald right now. Trying to follow the 53 through there.
Oh, man. It's not often you see cars from the outside lane leaning on cars on the bottom side, but the 82 and the 14 needing to set up the table for 2 as they get some door-to-door contact.
Hopefully we don't see much more of that net code rear its ugly head here, because as these drivers kind of flirt with danger and get real close to each other like that, that's when the net code starts to happen.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. We hadn't totally solved net code with these trucks.
And other than that, the trucks are probably the most fun platform on iRacing to race, to watch, everything. But this pesky net code thing, they got to get this figured out.
Kevin Hunt making his way on down to pit road for, I don't know whether it was a scheduled or unscheduled stop for him, but he's electing to come on down and get some service right now as everybody looks to have calmed down a little bit here for the time being. Single filing out, 123, 23 going side by side right behind the 53 of Jeremiah Burke. You also got that 82 of average continuing to fly up through this field, going side by side with the 43.
Kevin Hunt, of course, a member of Team Tang. Looks like he was getting some damage fixed as well down there. Pretty long stop for him. 28 seconds.
Yeah, it's going to slow him down a little bit. Interesting how some of the drivers are, as they single file out, some of them are taking certain corners high, like Larry Dickerson seems to be taking 1 and 2 a little higher than the others, and then Gallagher seems to be taking 3 and 4 a little higher than others. I don't know if that's on purpose, consistent, what they're doing or what, but a little bit different groove out there, but not much passing at the moment up front.
As the race continues to kind of cook on here, kind of be left with a well-finished product indeed, as we're coming on down to inside of the last 50 laps left to go here. Albert Anderson out in front of Jess Vaught, Larry Dickerson, and Jeremiah Burke. John Gallagher having a great race as Jeremiah Burke makes a trip down through the infield grass.
Whoa.
Gets that little bit of a jump boost there going through that infield, able to hang on to at least one position here. It's not going to fall off too bad.
You know what that looked like? That looked like, oh, hang on a second, let me see if I can reach this drink, and they just leaned over for a second. That's
Or the
what it
cell
looked
phone,
like.
or
Yeah.
grabbing the phone, or the cat jumped on them, or, you know, we've heard it all
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
The kids hit the pedal, the cat came in, the dog bumped the whole thing, and you never know what's going on in the driver's homes. There's all kinds of distractions sometimes, which is kind of fun and normal, and it adds to the story of the race.
Yeah.
And it's the 89 good enough, having a good battle right now with the 43 John Curtis. Let's go ahead and jump on board with that 89 machine to kind of see what he's been dealing with here tonight. Looks like he's got the triple monitor all set up for him.
Oh, triple monitor, huh? Awesome.
At least looks like it, as he keeps that position forward now and continues to move up through this top 10. You also got that 69 of Larry Dickerson having a good battle right now with the 33 of Jess Vaught up inside this podium as Jacob Young in the 77. He saw what Burke did. He's like, man, it worked out good for him. I think I'm going to do it too. Takes a quick trip through the grass.
That grass is not smooth.
Yeah, Albert's dad, what's he got going on out there? What'd he say?
Yeah, he said Navy was a good paint job choice for Albert. Both of his granddads and 2 of his uncles were in the Navy, and
Awesome.
yeah, I had a grandpa that was in the South Pacific World War II, and I had a great uncle that was in World War I in the Navy. Lots of Navy in my family as well.
Both my grandparents, granddads, were in the South Pacific Fleet in the Navy in World War II. And I got to hear about some of the crazy battles and weird stuff that happened, which was really cool. I wish I had listened more as I was younger, but I do remember some of the crazy stories and stuff. Just a different time. And thank everybody for their service. And thank you for your service, English. You were a retired Air Force veteran.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. We gotta
Good way
thank
to
our
grow up.
military. Yes, you learn to become something. You're gonna learn fast. Joining the military, becoming an adult with responsibilities and big ones.
Yeah, that's. I mean, just like my my grandfather on my mom's side, immigrated from Winnipeg, Canada, down to just outside of Boston, and World War II kind of kicked off, and he signed up, got his official papers while he was stationed over in India riding elephants.
Got his citizenship, eh?
Yep. on 4th of July.
Oh, that's
a
awesome.
cool story with that one. That's like the elephants. He was riding elephants in India, almost like Raiders of the Lost Ark stuff. Go ahead, Brown.
Yeah, I was just saying the 43 John Curtis had a little bit of a tank slapper against the outside wall as they came back down across the line. 23 Sean McDonald found his way to sneak around the 33 at Jess Vaught. Now it's the 14 of Dustin with a wise turn to try to line up an attack on that 33.
Lots of sailors in the field. Dustin Eaton was in the Navy. Of course, Jess
Greg
Vaught as
Klein?
well. Jess Vaught, Greg Klein, yep. Navy vets out there. Or the Squids, as I like to call them.
Well, yeah, sure. Of course, y'all have a back and forth.
I've been called wingnut plenty of times by the
The
Navy.
old wing nut. I got you. All right, there's single file, but there's a little battle kind of.
As the
Couldn't quite get to it. It was just too wide up front for a little bit, but backed off.
Yeah, it's the 81 and the 89 having a good battle side by side. 123 John Gallagher even made a quick little trip through the infield grass. The battle you were talking about was the battle there between the 33 and the 14. It looked like the 14
Yes.
may have gotten a run, but ended up backing out of it, and the 33 is able to hold that position again for now as we continue to race here as 53 Jeremiah Burke snags a good piece of the outside wall.
Yeah, that's what I was watching. He kind of went up there and scraped it and lost a lot of momentum, but great recovery.
It's a good battle here also between Adamson, Curtis, and Goodenough all starting to heat on up here once again. But how about we get to our final little kind of fun fact section of the evening here before we get into the final round of pit stops where the strategery will really come into play here tonight. And of course the 88 and the 43 still having a great battle. And some questions were asked to the one and the only Mr. Uncle Dave Mayberry. Got some fun insider information about Uncle Dave as more and more battles happening. 99 and the 23 starting to heat on up side by side as they come on through the quad oval section. Uncle Dave's pet peeve, he hates stupid real estate agents. Well, it just goes to show you that Uncle Dave has your best interest at heart. His
that.
go-to snack is anything chocolate. He loves the good old chocolates.
It's a pick me up, you know?
Yeah. And to go along with that, what do you think his favorite place is?
Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Yes, sirree, indeed. Loves
Oh,
Get out of here.
loves that Hershey, Pennsylvania area. It is a beautiful area, so it's
Said that it's a joke.
I've never been. They make all the chocolate there, though, like Willy Wonka.
eh,
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
What I heard.
it's still pretty. It's pretty good. I haven't been to Hershey Park in quite a while, so I don't know what they got going on down there. It's the 74 and the 89 have a good little battle. And the final fact of the evening for Uncle Dave, his favorite NASCAR driver, it's dollar bill time for Mr. Young Money, Kyle Larson.
Oh, yeah, okay. That guy can drive anything, that's for sure.
Especially a sprint car. Goodness gracious.
Oh, it's just crazy to watch him drive one of those and just tear through the field. He's so good. Heck, he was having a pretty good Indy race. I think he led it for a little bit. Here we go. We got some pit stops.
And right on time, Mike Evers, Jeremiah Burke making their dive on down into pit lane. Ooh, they're going to have to be careful here because they're coming in side by side. I don't know where each other's pit boxes are. Looks like the 53 of Burke was kind of close to that entrance of pit road, so he was going to be out of the way just enough. Adamson and Curtis still having a fantastic battle out there. And now the 84, Josh Bittner, and the 19, Jack Dixon going to battle side by side. Albert Anderson still hanging on to that third place spot, but not by much as the 33 of Vaught hounding on that back bumper as Bittner, Osborne, and Hallinan all make the dive on down into a pit road. Same thing with Goodenough and Young. So final round of pit stops, the money stop, officially up and underway.
These guys should be able to make it to the end after this. Adam Strom joining us out there in the chat saying, howdy guys, hope everybody's doing good tonight. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, we're making it.
Doing a cold brew. Yeah.
Dickerson, Vaught, Anderson making their way on down now. Gallagher, Curtis, and Robertson joining the wave on down into pit road as the 23 Sean McDonald having a good time leading this race. Clear about 2 seconds for right now in front of the 7 of Timothy Pope and the 14 of Dustin with a Y. We've been going at it a little bit here.
Oh, Yahtzee.
Kathy Anderson out there saying, hang in there, Albert. Albert Anderson having a decent night out there tonight. Stand on that lead lap. 19 cars, or trucks rather, still on the lead lap here tonight.
Yeah, having a
May
good
change as we cycle through here to the pit stops.
Yeah, it's 23 Sean McDonald, the Paul brothers, Andrew Cawthon, and David Fite all make their way on down and in. Same thing with the 14 of Dustin with a Y. Ooh, getting a little close to those barrels there near the entrance to pit road for the 14 machine, but thankfully does not make contact with him. Oh, but misses his box. Had some traffic leaving the pits as he was making his way on in. May have distracted him a little bit, so the 14 not getting the most timely of pit stops there.
55, Ricky Wittenberg on those old tires trying to stay high and let guys go by. Having a little trouble holding on to it. Scraped the wall a couple of times here in the last couple laps.
And Pope, Dixon, Adamson, and Player now making their way on down into pit road as people continue to merge and exit and enter the pit road for the final time of the evening.
Ricky Wittenberg will get credit for leading a lap here as he's still out there. He's just announced his he's pitting this time.
I was going to say he's probably waiting for the last possible moment just in case a caution came out with all the merging, which is a great call. Try to keep that track position and get a freebie pit stop out of it.
Oh yeah,
definitely something to watch for here as the 69 of Dickerson out in front of Jess Vaught, but not by much. They go battling side by side down into turns 3 and 4. 33 with a good run on that bottom side, able to take that lead spot away as they come across the line. Under 30 laps left to go here tonight.
Jeremiah Burke up 25 spots, sitting right there in third behind Dickerson. Hell of a night there for the 53.
And the Phoenix native doing his best to work his magic out here. And unfortunately not part of these playoffs. I think he had one too many cheer nights that he had to kind of do a start and park for, and wasn't able to make it in on points, but nonetheless still racing hard here tonight. I mean, a win's a win, whether you're in these playoffs or not. You know, picking up a race win inside of this VRL is still a feat amongst itself that is absolutely incredible, as we've seen multiple first-time winners here this season.
We talk about the talent level in this league all the time. You know, if you can pick up a top 10 or a top 5 in this league, that's an accomplishment. If you pick up a win here without even being in the playoffs, Jeremiah Burke, we all know he's one hell of a driver, but yeah, the dadly duties definitely take precedence there, and goes to him for that.
Oh yeah, especially, you know, it's a championship, you know, cheer squad that he's a proud father
cheer
of.
Dad?
Cheer dad.
The cheer dad? Oh, nice.
So, of course, all those practices, gotta get him there. 74 in the 7.
A lot of work.
Having a pretty good little battle right now as everything kind of staggers its way on out of the pits, and slowly merges back onto the racetrack. 92 Greg Klein creeping up on that back bumper of the 10 of Andrew Coughlin, trying to sneak back inside of that top 20 right now, as everybody just continuing to try to make it here to the end. 33 of Jess Vaught, though, right now looking pretty comfortable up at the front as they continue to try to have as good of a challenge at that top spot as they can. And if you're the 69 of Dickerson, that's what you want to do. You've seen a couple runs now where that 33 machine may not be able to save up the amount of rubber that he wants to, and it's been kind of falling back just a little bit towards the tail end of these runs. And I'll tell you what, tail end of these runs, it's going to be kind of cutting it close with the last few laps. If we go into bonus time, I would possibly expect to see maybe a couple of stop and goes, or splash and goes, I should say, just in a case to make it to the end. But we're just gonna have to wait and see as this thing continues to play on out. As the 53 snags the outside wall pretty hard down through the infield grass once again for the Burke machine.
Not the first time he's been down there, but he just said on the radio, "Hey, are we not supposed to take that chicane on the front stretch there?"
They're having some fun. And Bittner said he followed him twice, and he did it twice. So I think Bittner's having fun with it too.
Just getting their practice in for later on in the season when they come to the Charlotte Roval that they'll be participating in.
I'm not a fan of that. I'm going to actually say I'm not big on the Roval.
I will include myself with that sentiment there, Turner.
Oh, really?
You gotta love heartburn turn though when those guys go on.
No, it's not meant for that here. This is an oval. We don't need to turn it into something that's not. NASCAR's always trying to reinvent itself.
Like I do appreciate running like Miatas or some of those smaller cars here. That's fun at the
GT3s.
Yeah.
Yes, the cars that are meant to do that. These are not. These are bricks, like you said earlier. Very difficult to handle, and they'll get through it. I mean, they always do.
That's awesome. Paul and Craig Goodenough have a good battle going side by side. Jonathan Osborne is having a pretty good nose-to-tail battle right now with the 74 of Zachary Hallinan, and that 69 of Larry Dickerson not going away from that back bumper of the 33 of Vaught up there, up at the front.
Laurie Vaught saying congrats to Mike and Albert for getting into the playoffs. Real sorry that George Rincon and Kelly Kill couldn't make it. But yeah, that's what happened. Life happens. Kyler Herod knows what that means. He misses misses racing too. You got to do what you got to do.
It does happen.
One of the drivers over there at the Numb Thumbs Racing League took the Memorial Day weekend off as we got a challenge for the lead. 69 of Dixon, contact with the 33 up at the front, side by side, battling for the race lead.
Uh-oh.
Racing like it's lap 133.
Thankfully, it doesn't look like that contact has left any damage on either drivers here as they're coming up on some lap traffic here. That's the 8 of Edson Ochoa, the Ocho machine.
Uh-oh.
Caution's out.
Oh, Chandler Paul, the 72, and this changes everything. Oh, late contact there. 77 getting a piece of the action as well.
Here's some of the drivers calling out, hey, check up, check up, check up. You're not going to gain any positions by running around there as fast as you can. Oh, man. Just saw the on the delay there.
Yeah, you got the 4 of Dion Jones. Looked like he got a good run coming out of turn number 4. Oh, just a little contact there as the 72 trying to arc the corner there going into the quad oval. Contact made between the two drivers. 72 getting all squirrely, loosey-goosey. The 4 machine and the 72 just hard up into the outside wall there. Then, yeah, oh, the 89 of Craig Goodenough bouncing and weaving there after some extra contact. Also saw the 434 Kevin Hunt as, oh man, even more contact there. 10 Andrew Cawthon. Man, poor 72 and Chan the man, he's just sitting there. He's just like, guys, just don't hit me. I'm not moving. I'm giving you guys room. Just leave me alone.
89 and Craig Goodenough said, "Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I just lost track there. He wasn't paying attention for a split second, and that's what happened." But you can't. I can't put that accident on either driver. I mean, Chandler Paul. I don't think you realized how fast that happened. Deion Jones went down below him there, and he had position. And Chandler was just following his normal line through the turn, and you could tell when the spotter told him, "Hey, car low," because he whipped the wheel back to the right. But I think at that point, they were going to hit anyway. And
yeah, so
that secondary contact was the worst, though. That's what.
Money stop, though. That's what we're talking about.
And when we said this changes everything, boy, oh boy, does it ever. As everyone comes on down into the pits, Sean McDonald ends up winning the race off of pit road over the 123 of John Gallagher. Both drivers with a quick pit time of just over 9 seconds, and then full pit stops for Dickerson, Vaught, Pope, Anderson, basically everybody else in the field. So I wonder if it's maybe a 2-tire strategy stop here for the 23 and the 123. We're going to have to wait to see how this plays on out for the final. Oh, man, it's going to be about 13 laps to close this thing out.
I like the idea of getting tires. I mean, I would have got tires, but that's just my personal preference. It's going to take you about 3 laps to get them right. Do you think they're going to have enough time here?
Yeah, it all depends, because we also know that now that we're getting onto it, that dial is just gonna keep creeping and creeping up on that 11 number, and so we could possibly see some cautions causing cautions here, and so it's I don't know. It's a little too tough to call, and it's again one of those moments. I'm happy to be in the broadcast booth and not the one driving trying to figure this out.
Chandler Paul disconnected and has reconnected. Wonder if he's having some issues.
Yeah, he also had some issues trying to get to the pits. That truck was crab walking on him pretty good.
Well, great race so far. Hasn't really disappointed at all. I mean, it's been a kind of the perfect blend of green flag racing and a few cautions and a little bumping. Not too much anger. These guys kind of like each other a little too much. But yeah, at some point somebody get mad. Yeah. Welcome back.
Yeah. Gotta get me a refill and
Yeah. What are you partaking in today? Some beautiful homebrew you've created, some
No.
masterpiece?
actually ran out yesterday
Oh,
of some of
tragedy.
the pills I had in there. So, a little Colorado Kool-Aid on tap tonight.
Oh, I love some Colorado Kool-Aid this time of year. It's all right. Hopefully most people should understand what that is. Made very famous in a song by Johnny Paycheck. And a movie with Burt Reynolds and Jerry Reed.
Could be a bunch of different movies.
Well, it was that one where they had a 18-wheeler and then a Trans Am.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Pretty sure you've heard of it. And then
I never saw
there-
that place in Texarkana that they were
Texarkana, and then, Atlanta.
Yeah.
And then the Enos brothers or whatever, and Big Enos and Little Enos Burdette. All right, here we go.
Here we go indeed as the pace truck peels off down and in, which means it's time once again with 12 laps left to go green flag racing as the bottom line gets all stacked on up with the 69 pushing the 23 out in front of the 123 down into turns 1 and 2. The 33 had just fought, begging for the 123 to get going here. Not gonna get it as everybody on the bottom line is just gonna shuffle on by. 7 to Timothy Pope, one of those drivers, making it free and clear. Now going to battle with the 123. 69 Larry Dickerson making a move, sticking with the bottom. It's the 23. Oh, tap from behind. Goes sideways. Big caution coming out of turn number 4.
Oh man, that is the
Ooh.
big one. Trevor Robertson involved in that one also.
Cold tires? What happened there? Aggression and cold tires? I don't know.
I think it was.
Guessing.
I think it was just a big mix of just pretty much everything. As we go ahead.
I don't think the 123 could check up in time. I think he let off the gas, but
Yeah, there wasn't much that 123 could do up there on that high side. Had a whole bunch of traffic underneath him. Yeah, he tried getting out of the throttle as the 23 was kind of pushing up towards the wall. Had to check up. 123 with the big run wasn't gonna try to send it through the middle. He was trying to check up. Just gets a piece of that quarter panel there of the 23, and that sends him sliding. And you can see there the 43, the 6 getting all tangled up in it. Oh, goodness. 085 kind of towards the end, getting a piece of the action. 82 at Mike Everidge, that slippery fish able to sneak through another one here. Let's go ahead and take a ride here with Mr. Everidge.
oh, that's gonna be a good camera view.
Oh, my goodness. He might have had some door-to-door contact there, but otherwise just thankfully for Mike able to squeak his way on through.
Chandler Paul joining us over there in the YouTube chat saying, well, looks like I'm out of the playoffs. Guess I wasn't welcome. Yeah, sorry to hear that, buddy, and definitely had a
always
rough
welcome.
night.
I think I don't know if they're doing it by single race rounds or if it's 2 race rounds.
Yeah, hang in there.
Something I'm not 100% sure of.
Well, there's 4 races left, right? So
Well, so they
Probably.
thankfully Lori is smart and color coded it for us and these drivers on the schedule, and both Charlotte and Worldwide Technologies are both blue, so I'm going to assume they're kind of together for round 1, and then Sonoma and Iowa are orange for round 2. So still have I think you still have another chance there, Chandler.
I think he pulled his thought there. And then now we have another thought process. Jacob Young Racing. What's he got to say there, English?
he said Dave behind him wasn't checking up, so he got spooked by him and was checking up. All of a sudden, boom, I hit Chandler. He's frustrated, had a top 15, top 10 run going. Bad luck continues, and
That happens.
yeah, Jacob Young involved in it, and Chandler Paul, and yeah, stuff happens. And Drew Holland, we see that too. Trevor Robertson keeps getting on the short end of the stick out there, and involved in a couple of wrecks that weren't his doing. And it looks like
Well,
he's
that-
manually disconnected. So
But that's part of racing. Let's just be
it
honest.
is the
I mean,
unpredictability of it, And
that's why we watch
Lori,
it.
As Lori said, there's no dirty drivers in this league. They don't allow dirty drivers in this league. So I mean, it's
Yeah, and
It's-
honestly, I watched a little bit of this F1 garbage, this Euro trash stuff they do. It's predictable. The guy with the most money wins, And then the guy with the second most money, he gets second. And they all have talent. I mean, they're all talented drivers, but it's just a different style of racing, that F1 garbage.
Kind of like politics.
Yes, it's very much like that. This here is kind of it's a free for all. You could be the best driver in the league and still just have a bad luck day. You could have, and Robertson is one of those great drivers here, so he'll be back next week and be fine.
Well,
And Alan Brown, that's the beauty of having a fixed setup league, is it not? I mean,
oh, it is.
everybody's on a level playing field here for the most part.
Yeah, that indeed it is, as the lights on the pace truck turn off, which means we're getting ready to head on back to green flag racing. It's going to be 7 laps to go this time as they come across that start-finish line. Dickerson, Pope, Burke, Vaught, Hallinan, Anderson, Dixon, Adamson, Austin, Paul, and Jonathan Osborne making up your top 10 as I send it on down into turns 1 and 2. Dickerson has looked very good here all race long. Burke, can't sleep on him. He's now up 25 positions. Same thing with Hallinan, up 17. Who are you guys taking in these final few laps?
Dude, I love watching Burke run. You know, not a playoff driver, but he really wants to pick up a win here late in the season. I'm watching the 53. You know, but you can't count these other guys out. But yeah, that's who I'm watching.
I don't know. Tim Pope it's going to be hard to beat. Jess Vaught. I like me some Albert Anderson. America's driver all the time. I don't know. We're going to see some fun
And
stuff
Dixon's
happen.
there too, man.
Yeah, he's been
check
having a
out-
good run.
Check the river,
Canadian.
man.
These Canadians are crazy.
Crazy good.
That they indeed are, as the pace truck gets down and out of the way as these hungry drivers get back to work as the green flag flies. And here we go once again, 7 laps to go here at Charlotte. Side by side they shuffle and bustle, but a good restart there for the 7 and the 33 up on that outside lane, making the teamwork, dream work for them as the 7 gets out in front of that 69. 69 now going to battle side by side with the 33 of Vaught up along that outside wall. 53 of Jeremiah Burke trying to push with all his strength. Running out of words here as the 53 was trying to get that 69 to clear the 33 so the 53 can get his bumper down low, and which he does, steals that third place spot away as the 33 tries to line up an attack, looking back down low. 69 moving up high, trying to figure out a way around that 7 machine of Timothy Pope. A not so easy task as the drivers head on down and around turns 1 and 2. Once again, Hallinan continuing to battle it out with the 33 and the 99, kind of splitting the difference between those two drivers. A little bit of a connection issue there for the 74 as he goes blinking off, but able to hopefully stabilize it here in these final few laps. It's bumper to bumper, door to door, helter-skelter action to close out this race here from Charlotte.
Watching a lot of good action in the secondary part of the pack here. A lot of 2 wide racing. Austin Paul, Mike Adamson, Uncle Dave, they're all on the outside here. Trying to make that line work behind all these leaders.
Yeah, sir, to be had right now. This is when you turn it on. About, 4 laps to go. Let's get it going.
Yeah, 4 laps to go. That 69 of Dickerson just trying to go deep into that playbook. How can I get around that number 7 machine of Timothy Pope as they head on down into turns 3 and 4, closing in on that white flag here in just a few laps. Jess Vaught being hounded on that back bumper by the 99 and to the outside by the 74. Absolute carnage happening down throughout this entire field as drivers putting everything to work here tonight as they continue to race off down into turns 1 and 2, side by side, almost 3 wide behind the leaders, as that 7 of Timothy Pope making that truck as wide as a Boeing 747 here, making his way down and around turns 3 and 4, coming to 2 laps left to go.
Getting pretty crowded out there on the track. A lot of battles for position. Guys putting the fenders on each other now.
Great action still happening throughout this field. Some good side-by-side battles, whether it's for 7th or 17th. Everybody fighting for whatever position that they can get, whatever points that they can get to try to continue to make their playoff run. As the 19 and the 33 almost make contact as Timothy Pope comes back down across the line, taking the white flag. We will finish this one in regulation, leading it off down into turns 1 and 2 with a not so comfortable little over a tenth of a second gap behind him to that 69 of Dickerson. Jeremiah Burke hanging on, just waiting to hopefully maybe see some carnage here in front of him. 69 looking up high, 7 down low. It's not going to be enough. It's not going to be in time as the 7 of Timothy Pope wins round number 1 of these playoffs. Dickerson holds on for second, and Jeremiah Burke, your hard charger of the evening, in third.
As the fireworks go off here, you really got to give it to these guys in the top 5 here. I mean, battling each other, and this battle for 5th place here in the last couple laps was a lot of fun to watch too. And Jess Vaught, Jack Dixon, Dustin Eaton, all these guys battling with each other here. It was a lot of fun to watch as well.
I mean, look at Jeremiah Burke up 25. I mean, that's quite a run. Larry Dickerson, Tim Pope, just a nice top 3. Albert Anderson, Jack Dixon, just really had a good race tonight.
Yeah, that indeed it was, and it was an exciting race. On top of it all, we saw great green flag runs throughout the beginning and for a good chunk of the second half of this race to get the laps all ticked away, and then everybody got all stacked back on up the way we like it to close things on off, and eventually surviving all the chaos. That 7 of Timothy Pope finds his way on victory lane in round number 1.
84 out there doing some donuts with his buddy out there.
Yeah, everybody's doing donuts. Donuts for everybody.
7 with his Polish victory lap. Laying some rubber down while he's doing it.
Yeah. Of course, Pope, no stranger to victory lane, and has definitely had plenty of practice to get that rubber all burnt on in. So as he goes ahead and celebrates his victory here tonight, let's go ahead and talk to some of tonight's drivers, and we can get things started off with tonight's spotlight driver of the evening, and that is the 4 of Dion Jones, picking up a 24th place finish here tonight. Your spotlight driver of the evening, Dion, congratulations being spotlight driver of the race here tonight. Tough task to try to compete here, as it looked like everybody brought their A+ game, and making passes and battling side by side was very difficult to do out there tonight.
Yes, it definitely was. Trying to pass anybody at any time, you're taking your car into their hands.
Yeah, that's what we saw a lot of tonight was, guys just being on the wrong end of luck out there. But I tell you what, though, if we were able to give points for, the best patriotic paint job of the race out here, what a great job by you honoring Memorial Day out there with the Honor of the Fallen paint job you had on that truck. Just a beautiful tribute to, our armed forces and the guys and gals who made the ultimate sacrifice out there. Thanks so much for putting on a great show out there as you usually do.
Yeah, and like you said, we couldn't do any of this without all of our fallen heroes, which I just want to say thank you to all their families.
Absolutely. Had a good tribute tonight for Memorial Day, and fun race as well. We tried to have some fun, and looks like you had some fun too. Would you like to have some shout outs to anybody?
Oh yeah, let's most definitely to my daughter Jessica Jones in the Air Force out in Montana, Malmstrom
right.
base.
It gets really cold up in Malmstrom. People don't realize that's the part of Montana that it's there's not, the frigid's not the word. It's but it's beautiful country out there. There's a lot of cool mountains.
Oh, it's gorgeous with the national park right there. But yeah, you said it. -40 is not uncommon out there.
Well, Dion, congratulations on the spotlight driver of the evening here tonight, finishing in 24th, man. love seeing you out there racing along with these drivers, and can't wait to see you back out here in action again next week here, buddy.
All right, thanks guys, appreciate it.
And with that, we move on up to the first step of our podium to talk to tonight's third place driver and your hard charger of the race, up 25 spots, Mr. Jeremiah Burke, driver of the 53 machine, taking on home the third place finish here tonight. Jeremiah, what is it about playoff time that, man, it starts bringing you back up to the front? I know kind of during the season you had some family stuff going on. You weren't quite able to get into some races that maybe you felt you had a shot at. But, man, it always seems every time that it starts to turn into the playoffs and all this kind of stuff, we tend to talk to you a lot more.
Hey, we just got to peak at the right time, right? It's, you know, the tracks tend to line up to where I'm good at them. I practice a little bit more. I'm hungry. I've won every full season that we've had, and we're getting down to running out of opportunities to win this season. So I'm trying to get that. I feel like had I not stepped on my toe and got that penalty earlier on in the year, and not had to start scratch on the field this week, I think this would have been a good place for me. I was super fast. It's just really hard to pass and get track position. Finally got it there at the end. I just needed couple more runs, try to make a run at it. It was fun though. Looking forward to the next couple of weeks. Gateway is one of my favorites. I think that was the first oval win I've ever had on iRacing was Gateway, and then Sonoma, of course, coming up. I love that track. So I think we got a good stretch coming up, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
I'm glad to hear you're stoked about Gateway and Sonoma, because those are two of the tracks I never could finish a lap at worth of crap. But man, it was fun watching you run out there tonight. We know you were out there playing spoiler to all the playoff drivers, and you had some folks pulling for you for sure. And that 53 Toyota, man, you did one hell of a job out there tonight. Congratulations on the third.
Yeah, I just love it for all-star racing there. I mean, we got second, third, fourth, and fifth. So just shows what a good team we got around us. Albert and Larry here in the playoffs have a great run as well. So I'm just happy to be up here with them. Trying to help them. Not, I feel like I could have got another spot there. I just didn't want to be too rough on Larry or anything. So I just kind of played good teammate there. But it was, it's a blast. We got a great team coming in. Yeah, I'm excited. Let's keep going. Let's line them up again. 20 minutes. Let's go.
Well, we're going to do it next week. 2, 3, and 4 all-star racing it up. Great job tonight. You had a little bit of rough stuff happen, but who'd you like to give some shout-outs to?
Yeah, of course, the kids for putting up with all this. Elena and Amara, they're state champions again, by the way.
Nice.
And actually, Amara, with a messed up sprained toe, her team was scored out of, not only in her division, out of her entire age group, they were the highest score, so they got the grand champion this year. So that was great. Of course, my dad, Mike, for watching, and then Albert, Larry, Jack, Jess, and Lori for putting this show on, and being patient with me with all the family stuff going on and whatnot, and not kicking me out of here. It's great to be back. Should be back for quite the run this summer, and as my usual time for everything to start tapers off. We'll be back in full sport next season, and hope to be here in the playoffs again.
Awesome, man. Well, big congratulations to the 53 at Jeremiah Burke, your hard charger of the race, up 25 positions to take home third. Mr. Jeremiah Burke, man, congratulations on the podium finish here tonight. Good luck with the remainder of the season here, buddy. Hope to talk to you again soon.
Thank you, guys. Talk to you again next week.
We continue to move up our podium. We get to talk to tonight's second place finisher, the 69 Larry Dickerson, getting his playoff run started off strong with a great second place finish here tonight. Larry, that 69 machine looked very strong, especially on those longer runs. Saw a few drivers maybe have some tire wear issues and kind of fall back to the field a little bit, but looked like you were dealing with the extra length of the runs and the tire wear pretty good here tonight.
Yeah, it was a good run. I love this track. I've got a couple wins in officials and a win in another league in this, and I'm just I'm really good at saving tire. It's just I'm happy right now, but man, I just kind of bummed out. It's like my third or fourth race this year. I let slip through my fingers. But it's a good start to the playoffs. But I wish it could have went green there. That first stint, me and Albert, if it came down to fuel mileage, me and Albert had was able to stay out longer than anybody else. Had the best mileage, and I was hoping we could take advantage of that. But we got some mid race to late cautions and kind of threw everything off.
Well, Jeremiah talked about your team there finished 2, 3, 4, and 5. I mean, that's something to be proud of for sure. And Jeremiah said he might have had a little something for you, but him not being a playoff driver, and you guys really fighting hard to win a championship this year and trying to do the teammate thing out there. Uh, it's great to have a teammate like that around. I'm sure you and the other guys on All Star Racing, especially coming down the stretch. The end of the season here. It'll be good to have somebody out there that can help you not only on the track but can help strategy and other things as well as you guys go into Gateway next week.
Yeah, that's a big advantage of having the team we do. We can all sit here and talk during the race and strategize, and uh, to have all-star race and 2, 3, 4, and 5. It'd been nice if it was a top four. But you got a guy named Tim Pope in your race. It's kind of hard to beat that guy. But yeah, it speaks volume to the team and how good we work together. And Jeremiah probably was, but he told me and was in the waiting room that he didn't want to do nothing to jeopardize the points race in the playoffs, and I can't thank him enough for that. And if he had gotten around me, I would have been fine taking the top five or just get the podium. I would have been happy if he was faster than me and got around me and let him go after Tim. Maybe he'd been able to do some, but uh, I can't thank my team enough, man, for the support they give me and helping out with everything they do.
Awesome job tonight. Anybody else you'd like to give some shout outs to?
First off, I want to give a shout out to Lori and Jess for running again. To me, the best league there is in iRacing, and I want to um, tell Jess no. Um, there were 2 times that I got underneath them. My truck got tight. One right there, where like 16 to go, we actually made a little contact. Um, and then I think it was the last restart with like 5 to go. My truck pushed up, and I saw he had to back off. So apologize to him, and don't want him thinking I was trying to do anything dirty or anything like that. So shout out to Jess for running an awesome league with Lori. Uh, uh, Shout out to all the league sponsors. Without the league sponsors, we wouldn't be able to do this and have the fun that we do. Shout out to you guys for no doubt. I will go to my grave on this. Y'all are the best broadcasting group in racing, hands down. Um, Shout out to again my teammates, Jeremiah, Jack, and Albert. And we kicked butt tonight. Um, 4 in the top 5. Um, Shout out to my sponsors, LA Construction, um, my buddy Justin, who does all my paint jobs. The truck, I'm pretty sure it looked awesome tonight in the red, white, and blue with the eagle, screaming eagle on the side, running up front. Um, and shout out, and my biggest one is the Angelman Syndrome Foundation. Again, anybody can go help that foundation out or any types of uh, autism. Please go help them out. You'd be doing that charity or any kind of charity or a great cause. And the biggest one, since it's Memorial Weekend, I want to give us thanks to every member that has served, past or present, especially the ones who gave their life for this country. So I want to thank them. And a special shout out to my dad who did Army when he got out of high school, my aunt and uncle who did 20, 30 years of peace in the Air Force, And one of my sisters, she served in Afghanistan after 9/11, and thankfully we got her back safe. So that's the biggest shout out to all the men and women of the Air Forces. And Ted, can't wait to see you tomorrow at work. We did it, buddy.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations for the second place finish and a good opening run here for these playoffs for Mr. Larry Dickerson, driver of the 69 machine. Bringing on home that second place finish, man. Congratulations and good luck with the rest of these playoffs here, buddy.
Appreciate it, buddy. Until next time, the Milk Dud is out.
And there you have it. As we move on up to the final step of this podium, we get to talk to a man who hardly needs an introduction, but we'll introduce him anyway. Your race winner, the 7 of Timothy Pope, finding his way on home into victory lane. Tim, congratulations. Another spectacular drive for that 7 machine here tonight. It looked like tire saving was kind of the key strategy here tonight. What tips are you willing to divulge to some of these other guys to maybe save a little tires? Because it looked like you were doing pretty good at that tonight.
Yeah, you gotta crack the throttle a little bit, let it rotate, and ease back into it. You get in too fast or too much, it'll slide the right front and burn it up.
It's all about finesse, and you're definitely no stranger to that, Tim. And you're out there doing Tim Pope things again, taking this race win, and it looks like you were pretty good command of this thing. Most of the wrecks and stuff were happening behind you. Next week, Gateway, I think it's called Worldwide Technology Speedway or something nowadays, but Gateway up there in St. Louis is a kind of an egg-shaped track. The banking's a little goofy. Is that one of those tracks that you've turned many laps at? Because it's not one that I was ever very good at it at all.
Done a few there. Pretty much the only racing I've done there was in this league, so ain't got, like you say, ain't the typical track I like anyway. It's kind of flat, but I seem to do okay there most of the time.
Well, you do okay everywhere. Let's just be honest. I think that's a good track for you, and you'll be fine. And as we set these playoffs really on fire next week, that'll be fun. But great job tonight. You stuck it out. It was quite the race, and you did a great job. Who'd you like to thank?
You guys putting on wonderful broadcasts each week. It's Lori for hosting the races, league, everybody on this team. D&D Grafix, where all the paint work.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations to tonight's race winner, that 7 of Mr. Timothy Pope, bringing on home a great start to the start of these playoffs here, man. Congratulations on the race win. Good luck with the rest of the way here.
Thank you.
And with that, we close out all the interviews and all of that that we have left. Boys, that was one heck of a Charlotte race. I know some people were a little worried talking to some drivers that Monday was a little bit of a struggle bus, but it seemed like everyone was able to kind of clean it up here for tonight and put on one heck of a show.
And that's kind of the point of those mock races is just kind of find kind of the weak points and work on that. And I tell you what, it probably would have been a different race if Jess Vaught hadn't been held up in traffic there. It looked like he had places to go. He ended up picking up 6th, but it looked like he might be within striking distance there at the end. But I'm telling you what, that Texaco Haviland Chevrolet of Tim Pope, like I said, just out there doing Tim Pope things out there tonight. He was going to be the truck to beat from the start here, but great race by everybody up there in the top 10.
Yeah, and I think it's a good start to the playoffs. Everybody kind of got where they needed to be. Got some points. A Greg Klein maybe didn't get as many points as he wished, and probably a couple others, but the race was really good. I mean, it was a really fun race, and looking forward to the next one.
And that indeed. As we close things down here from Charlotte, let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver ended up finishing here on the evening, and that gets us started off with that 7 of Timothy Pope with the race win. 69 of Larry Dickerson, a great second place run with the 53 of Jeremiah Burke, your hard charger of the race, up 25 spots to round out that podium. How about America's driver, the 99 of Albert Anderson, moving his way on up inside that top 5 in 4th place. You got the 19 of Jack the Ripper Dixon, also having a great run to finish out that top 5. 33 of Jess Vaught, man, he had some speed here tonight indeed. Just like you said there, English getting caught up in traffic on some of those last few restarts, costing him a little bit of time there. He ends up finding his way home in 6th. You got the 14 of Dustin with a Y. Dustin Eaton having a pretty good race, up a few double-digit spots there to get hold of 7th. 8th goes to the 81 of Chachi and Jonathan Osborne. 74 Zachary Hallen, and man, that shark machine was hungry here tonight, biting off a whole bunch of trucks and positions here. Finds his way on up 13 spots to finish here in 9th. With the 3 of Austin Paul with a pretty solid start there for his playoff push, able to round out your field's top 10.
Greg Goodenough in the 89 truck, up a whole bunch of spots, was lingering near the front there, but he'll finish here in 11th place. 12th will go to Josh Bittner, who started outside row number 1, the 84. Wanted a few more spots out there tonight, just couldn't quite get them. 13 of Andy Player finishes in 13th place, up 4. Mike Adamson started inside row number 2. He'll end up in 14th place in the 88 truck. Let's see, 55, Ricky Wittenberg will finish in 15th place. 16th will go to the Ocho machine, Edson Ochoa in the 8 truck. The 085 of Greg Dobson finishes in 17th place. 18th, David Fight in the 1 machine. 92 truck of Greg Klein finishes in 19th place. He's up 5 spots. That was your last truck on the lead lap. And rounding out your top 20, the first truck 1 lap down, Mike Everidge in the 82.
1, 2, 3, John Gallagher, 21st. 43, John Curtis, 22nd. Number 4, Deion Jones, we got to talk to him, 23rd. 29, Dave Mayberry, 24th. The 434, Kevin Hunt, 25th. Trevor Robertson, that's a good driver right there, ended up there in 26th in the 6 machine. A rough night for him. Same with Sean McDonald in the 23, ended up 27th. 77, Jacob Young, 28th. Andrew Cawthon in the 10, 29th. Chandler Paul, the 72, ended up 30th. And again, Lori, we couldn't thank you enough for how she controls these races. So good job by everybody tonight. Thank you, Lori Vaught.
There you have it, your final field order here for the evening. As always, we'd like to thank all of you for joining us out here, because you guys are the best fans in the world, and you are the reason why we do this and have such a good time of doing it. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live. And of course, if you enjoy any of the action, like you had some great action here tonight. I mean, if you didn't enjoy any of this, man, I don't know what to tell you. This was some pretty dang good action. You should hit that thumbs up button, give it a like, so that way we can continue to grow this fantastic community. Of course, we have to say a huge proud thank you to those sponsors of the VRL, such as GC Cruise Travel, Blue Fox Properties, and Mr. Dave Mayberry, D&D Erase Graphics, and Southbound Real Estate with Mr. Ricky Wittenberg. Thank you all for your fantastic support to allow the VRL put on the amazing show that it does week in and week out. So with that, we close things on down here for tonight, but don't you worry, it's going to be a shorter wait than last week, as we're going to get the Numb Thumbs Racing League back up in action on Sunday and Monday. Cannot wait for some of that. It's going to be some high-flying, high-speed action indeedy. So it's going to be a good time. I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off.
We gone.
See ya.